You said Daryl Smith?
Daryl Smith
That's
Properties.
like the monopolizer of all the properties in
Yeah,
Hammond
he
or
owns,
something.
his
landlord.
office is right across, North Oak, right across from school.
Oh.
Right, Fayard, yeah, right there by the Jambalaya place. But he owns Parkside Gardens. He owns an apartment complex that on Old Covington Highway. He owns all the apartments that are yellow and pink on Pecan Street, and the one across like Pecan. There's some on the right and then some on the left. He owns like the university apartments. Like he owns almost every apartment complex for students. And then 2 apartment complexes for non-students, which our apartment complex is non-student. We had to sign a thing that said that we wouldn't party, which, sure, we'd listen to that.
Yeah.
So,
Anti-party lease. It's interesting.
yeah.
And if you didn't have roommates, do you think you'd be able to afford?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
No. I wouldn't. Because I only make $175 a month, I think, now.
Mm.
That I have one job. I took out a loan for this last semester just because, I mean, it's my last semester. I have to make my senior review. In fact, my senior review is March 15th.
Right.
So I have only less than a month to get all that stuff together.
I mean, if you said $175 a month about,
Mm-hmm.
so have you also been able to find affordable health care with that employment situation?
No, I haven't even looked for like healthcare. To be honest with you, like I was reading. This doesn't have to do with like healthcare necessarily, but I like this quote on that artowl.com where it's like he has, and it applies to me. It's like, need new art supplies. Don't fix glasses this week. Like I really there's other things that are important to me, like my art supplies, that I don't
Right.
really worry about, like my health. I rarely get sick. I'll get like a small cold and that, fixed with like Walgreens medicine.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I don't worry about health care. And Betty's mom takes care of this stuff for her, so I don't really come into contact except for my own mother. She can't afford like regular hospitals, so she goes to Wally Kemp, and they pay for her for the like low income stuff. But that's it with the health care.
How would you feel about a universal healthcare system?
Like having to pay for it, like universal, or what do you mean?
Universal. There's like a billion different models, or at least there's more than one. But Canada has a different one than the UK and France.
Mm-hmm.
The basic idea that I'm referring to would be, I guess, any model that you're familiar with, or maybe a healthcare system where everyone has healthcare, but just basically everyone's guaranteed healthcare if you live in the country in some form or another.
I don't know. I mean, I honestly couldn't answer that question because I really don't know. Like, I don't know anything about healthcare, and I don't want to say yes to something that I have no idea
Right.
about.
Definitely. Cool. One last question on parking. How do you feel about the parking on campus?
It sucks, especially now. Like, I don't have a car myself, but my girlfriend has a car, and other friends have had a car, and the art department, which I'm sure you're familiar with, only has a strip of parking for art students, which I think are only like nine spaces, and then the rest are faculty. And we don't even have that many faculty members, but they have 2 rows, and then athletic, and then a part, here. Well, now they've taken our whole parking lot away because they're replacing the worst football team's turf I've ever experienced. Like, our football team sucks, like they suck. And I don't even like football, but I just know that they suck. Like, that's, when you come to Southeastern, it's not like, yeah, like LSU, like, we're going to see the football games. It's like, you're probably going to Southeastern. For one, your field is probably good here, which I came for education, because I heard the education was really well, and then I switched my major to the art department. So you're going for, like, a major. You're not going for the football. But they have replaced our parking lot with all the turf from the Saints Superdome. And they have spent $500,000 on the Saints' old turf. And it's like, why would you spend that much money, for one, on a team that barely can win? Like, what are they going to do when they install the turf? Are they going to get naked and rub on it? Like, I hope Reggie Bush laid here. Like, is that going to happen? Because I can picture it. Like, it makes all the art students, even the faculty members, I'm sure, I can't say that they have, but I'm sure it must irritate them. But for me, it irritates me because we have to make panels. Sculpture has to bring their art supplies from Lowe's there, and there's no way to get our cars to where they need to be for us to, like, properly carry it. We have to park like 2 blocks away and then carry plywood all the way to the art department by yourself sometimes. Like, it sucks. And that's not the only thing. The second thing is, I think it's a fire hazard. Like, literally, if I can explain the art department, there's a building here, Clark Hall, and then there's Clark Hall Annex and Sculpture right here. And there's literally, I want to say, a golf cart can't even fit through that area. And then there is the art gallery and the art office, and then Clark Hall here. And that is a small sidewalk that can fit a golf cart through it, and maybe like a small car, And where we have the big entrance at is where they have the turf, and it's blocked off with fences and caution tape, and it says keep out, which we never do. We always just, cut the wire and then walk through, because I'm not going to walk around the whole building. But they blocked it off. So if the kiln ever blows up, or if something happens in any of the buildings, they're not going to be able to get a fire, I can't even think of a word. What, fire?
Fire truck?
Yeah, fire truck to the art department.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to be able to save us unless they're going to have to, like, demolish a few buildings while they're at it. Like, it's not going to happen. And I've a few of our, like, not only me, but other students have mentioned that, their anger towards it, especially our, my friends in the art department. Like, I believe Kayla Decatole told me that all the art students should get up at midnight and 1 o'clock in front of Avery. She said this, which it was so funny, because Kayla's out of this world. But she said that we should all get up one night and shit on the football field. And I looked at her and I was like, "Are you serious?" And she goes, "Yeah." And Avery and I were killing ourselves laughing. And I said, "Kayla, I don't know if I feel comfortable, shitting next to someone, especially out on the football field. Like, that's kind of like a public act that should be private. It's not something that I want to do." And then she said, "Oh, I've already thought about that. We can get cubicles."
Oh, God.
And I said, "So why do you want to shit on the football field?" And she goes, "Well, they're putting their shit in my parking lot, so I'm going to shit on their shit." So that's what I think about parking. Shit on their shit.